Sparky's Secret Message, featuring Sparky the Dragon Playground by Lisa Holsinger. Hello, Koala Kids! I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I'm so excited because I just bought this playground from the Koala Go Marketplace, and we're going to go on an adventure where we find clues and complete a secret message. So let's jump right in. Oh, this looks like such a fun playground. Look at that dragon over there. And the castle. And, oh, I see Sparky. Enter the cave to begin, so we start right here. Hi, Sparky. You're so cute. Okay, it says, read the story under this sticky note. As the story progresses, collect clues to solve the code. So it looks like we just moved the sticky note, and we have the story back there. Nice. And over here we have a question. Now, I put new questions in because I didn't want to give away the questions in the secret code for kids who do tutoring with this playground. So I put new questions in a new coded. And the first thing that you want to do whenever you're reading something is to read the question first, if there is a question. That way you know what to look for when you're reading. So our question says, who could Sparky not find? And it says clue. There are 7 letters in the answer. So we're looking for a 7-letter word. And it's who could Sparky not find? Now, another thing you want to do when you are looking for answers to questions in your reading is to look for a key word. So in our question, we look for a key word. We don't want to use the word who because that is too common and could be in the story a lot, right? And same with could. And it probably will have Sparky a lot because it's talking about him. But we can use the word find. So when we're reading, we'll look for the word find to try to answer this question. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. And you guys pay attention to where the word find is. And I'm going to put this on the focus tool so you can see it better. Sparky the Dragon loves to play hide and seek with his friends. One day, Sparky hid in a cave and fell asleep. When he woke up, he was lost and couldn't find his way back to his dragon friends. Uh-oh. Sparky tried to fly back home, but he didn't know which direction to go. He spotted a group of knights riding their horses and decided to ask for their help. Sparky flew down to the ground and landed in front of the knights. Okay, so Sparky is lost. I hope the knights can help him. All right, did you find the word find? Did you see that anywhere? Let's see. Let's go back and look back here and read it again to ourselves. And, oh, there it is. The word find is right here. Okay, so let's see who it was he couldn't find. He was lost and couldn't find his way back to his dragon friends. Okay, so he couldn't find his dragon friends. Now we just need a 7-letter word, it said. So, is dragon 7 letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. So it's not that. How about friends? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Friends is 7 letters. So our answer is friends. So we're going to just write that down on a sticky note. That is our first clue. Friends. And we'll take this sticky note and I think I'll put it over here by the castle so that we don't have to carry it around with us the whole time. And we'll just kind of put all of these notes, maybe I'll put it right here. We'll put all these notes kind of in the center of the playground so that we can just gather them up at the end. Okay, so now, where do we go? Let's see, did it tell us where to go? Let's see. Find the knights on horses for your next clue. Aha. So the knights on horses would probably be over here by the castle, right? Yep, there they are. So we have our knights on horses. Nice. And here we have our next little part of the story. Okay. Now this one, we want to read the question again, remember, first. So which 4-letter word describes Sparky? So A, sick, B, thin, C, kind, or D, dark? We have to read first to know what the answer is, right? So we're looking for something that describes Sparky. Now in this one, there's not really necessarily a keyword unless you look for the word sick or thin or kind or dark, but we're just looking for what will describe Sparky. So let's see. I'm a mythical creature, fiery and grand. Some dragons bring fear to every land, but Sparky, oh Sparky, was a different breed. Friendly and kind his actions indeed. Lost and alone, seeking his kin, the knights took it upon them to help him in. So let's see, which four-letter word describes Sparky? So let's look for words that describe him. I'm a mythical creature, so mythical describes him, right? Oh, my pen got too thick somehow. Let me erase that and do it again. Okay, there we go. Okay, mythical. Mythical describes him, but that's not a four-letter word, right? Nope. Creature describes him, but that's not a four-letter word either. Fiery is a describing word, and grand a describing word, but those are both 5 letters, so they're not the answer. Some dragons bring fear to every land, but Sparky, oh Sparky, was a different breed. Friendly describes him, but that's too long. And kind, aha, kind is a 4-letter word that describes him. Let's make sure there aren't any other 4-letter words that describe him. His actions indeed, lost and alone. So lost, he was lost, and that's a 4-letter word, but we don't have the word lost in our answers over here, in our question, so it's not lost. And alone, that's 5 letters. Seeking his kin, the knights took it upon them to help him in. So the only 4-letter word that is in these answers over here that we have circled is kind. So the answer must be kind. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and write that on a sticky note. We'll write it on this sticky note since we have it here. All right, so our second clue is kind. And I'm going to go ahead and make that smaller and bring it over here with our other one. But first I'm going to read where it says to go next. Find Sparky's dragon friends for the next clue. Sparky's dragon friends. Okay, so we need to find Sparky's dragon friends. Okay, I'm going to put this sticky note over here with the other one. All right. Have you seen any dragon friends yet? Let's see. Where do we go? Let's try over here. Aha! I see some dragons. Oh, they're so cute. Look how cute these dragons are. Oh, you guys are so cute. Hello, dragon friends. Okay, let's go up here, it looks like. And we have a question and the next part of the story. So in the original playground here, she put lots of questions, and each question has an answer that is a letter for the next word. So that's really fun. But we don't have enough time to do that, so we're just going to do a regular question with one answer. All right, Sparky. Oh, I forgot to read the question first. Oh my goodness. Okay, the question is, what did Sparky thank the knights for? So what did Sparky thank the knights for? Okay, so what keyword are we looking for? We're going to look for the keyword. I'm going to change this to black so you can see it. We're going to look for the keyword thank. We could also look for knights, but thank, I think, is probably the word we really want to look for. Okay. Sparky and the knights flew high together into the sky, searching for any signs of Sparky's dragon friends. After a while, they spotted a group of dragons flying toward a nearby mountain. Sparky recognized his friends among them and flew down to join them. He thanked the knights for their help and promised to repay their kindness someday. The knights watched as Sparky and his dragon friends disappeared into the distance. They were happy to have made a new friend and to have helped him find his way home. Okay, so let's look for the word think in that. And yep, it's right here. It's actually thanked in the story instead of just think, but that's okay. So he thanked the knights for their help. So what did he thank them for? Yes, their help. So let's write a sticky note. With the word help on it. Okay. Help. Okay. And let's actually, before I move that sticky note, let's see where we're supposed to go next. I think it tells us over here. Aha. Go inside the castle for your next challenge. Okay, so let's run over to the castle here. And I'm excited to see the inside of this castle. Uh-oh. Can't get in. Nope. Nope. It's not going to let us in. Is there another way in? No, not over there. Maybe we just have to jump. A lot of times jumping solves the problem if you get stuck or anything. Aha! I just had to jump up. There we go. Oh, this is nice. This looks very cool. And look, you can jump up onto the side of the castle and you can see a good view from up here. Nice. That's very cool. It's a pretty nice view up here. So we can come on this side of the castle over here. Oh, and it looks like it goes all the way back here. Let's see, can we get, oh, nice. Yay, we can get on the roof of the castle. That's really cool. And you could even put some gem items up here, some furniture and different things. Cool. So let's go back down now and see if we find sticky notes with writing on them anywhere. Okay, oh, I see a little poster over here of Sparky, but no writing. Oh, and I see the king and the queen. And it looks like we go back here. Oh, cool. We have a little bedroom. Very nice. And this way. Oh, nice. A sword and a helmet. And our story is right here, but we want to read our questions first. Looks like we have 2 questions this time. So our question says, what did Sparky and his friends help look for? And our second question says, what word describes a dragon's sense of smell? So again, we want to look for keywords. So let's see what our keyword could be for our first question. What did Sparky and his friends help look for? So we have a couple of words that would stand out. Not words like what, did, and his, because those would be too common in the story, right? But friends could be a keyword, and also help, and one more. Do you know what it is? Yeah, look. So friends help look. We'll look for that whole phrase in the story. And what word describes a dragon's sense of smell? And we don't have to worry about that too much right now, but sense of smell is probably what we need to look for there. But let's look for the answer to the first question first. So what did the friends help look for? Okay. So it says, one day the knights asked Sparky and his friends to come and see their castle. The knights were very friendly and showed them all around. Sparky's friends were amazed by how big and fancy the castle was. They even got to try on the knights' armor and pretend to be knights themselves. I'd like to see that. While they were exploring, one of the knights suddenly shouted that the king's treasure had been taken. Sparky and his friends wanted to help, so they decided to join the knights in finding the thief and getting the treasure back. They looked everywhere in the castle and around it, but they couldn't find any clues. Just when they were starting to feel like giving up, Sparky had an idea. He remembered that dragons have a special sense of smell and can find things with their noses. So Sparky and his friends flew over the nearby town sniffing the air to find any strange smells. Finally, they caught a scent and followed it all the way to a cave nearby. All right, so let's look at our question again to make sure we get the right answer. What did Sparky and his friends help look for? And we're looking for the words friends, look, and what was the other one? Friends help look. Okay, let's see. So, can we find friends help look in our story? Monday, the nights were very friendly. Friday were amazed. While they were exploring, one of the knights suddenly shouted that the king's treasure had been taken. Sparky and his friends wanted to help, so they decided to join the knights in finding the thief and getting the treasure back. They looked everywhere in the castle and around it, but they couldn't find any clues. Okay, so the word look is there. And what are they looking for? Yeah, the treasure. Okay, so Sparky and his friends wanted to help, and they wanted to get the treasure back. So they looked everywhere in the castle for the treasure. So it doesn't exactly have the phrase friends help look, but it's telling us that they're looking for the treasure, right? Just when they were starting to feel like giving up, Sparky had an idea. He remembered that dragons have a special sense of smell and can find things with their noses. Okay, so our second question, we were looking for sense of smell. And that one talks about sense of smell. So let's do sense of smell. We're going to circle it. And we're going to read that sentence again to see if it tells us what kind of sense of smell. He remembered that dragons have a special sense of smell. So that's our describing word. Special. Okay, so our two words that we are going to write down for this one are treasure and special. Find the hidden cave with trolls inside for the next challenge. Ooh, trolls. I hope they're friendly trolls. All right, let's take this out and put it with the other sticky notes. Oh, and here's a little hint for doing things in the playground. So the sticky notes won't go through an image like this. See how it's being blocked by the door? But you can slide it underneath. So if I get a little bit closer, you can slide sticky notes underneath images like that. And then you can go through the door yourself, turn around, and get the sticky note. So there's a trick for you. And oh, wow. Whoa. I thought that was a river, which it is, a river, but it's not the normal river with the water in it. It's the sky. So if I fall in it like this, it's going to respawn me. But that's okay. Now we can look and see if we can find the trolls anywhere from up here. Let's see. Trolls are in the caves. Do you see any trolls yet? I don't see any trolls. So let's go check it out and see if we can find them. I bet they're over here. Let's see if we can find those trolls. Hiding in the caves. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, nice. Little dragon nest with babies. And let's see if the trolls are over here. Jump up here. Can we jump up to the lava? Let's see. Oh, look at that dragon. It's a two-headed dragon. Nice. I didn't even notice that. That's cool. And let's jump over here to the lava. See if the trolls are in the lava. Nope. Doesn't look like it. And gotta jump this way. Ah! Can't jump there. Am I trapped? Nope, I can get out. Ooh, that's cool from way up here. How high does this lava go? Wow. That goes really high. That would be cool if you got a chance to try to jump up there at the very top, wouldn't it? Let's see if the trolls are over here, maybe? No, don't see any trolls over here. Maybe on the side. Oh! Ah! Ah! I think I'm gonna fall in the water. I may just have to jump into the water again. But that's okay. I like the view from floating down. Okay, let's try this cave, or this mountain over here, and see if we can find those trolls. Where are those pesky little trolls? Oh, is that a tree floating in the middle of the air? Why is that tree floating in the middle of the air? That's odd. I don't even think that tree's supposed to be in this playground. It's the mystical tree of power, because it won't let me delete it. That's funny. Oh well, that's cool. We'll have a mystical tree of power. That's always a fun random thing. Okay, so let's see if we can find the trolls over here. Oh, I see some writing. Ah, I see some trolls. Yay, we found them. All right. So what's our next question here? Oh, those trolls look kind of scary. Okay, what did Sparky and the other dragons become? So we have a multiple choice here. A, strangers, B, mermaids, C, cupcakes, and D, heroes. What did Sparky and the other dragons become? Well, that'd be funny if they became mermaids, huh? So let's read our passage and see what they became. So we're looking for what Sparky and the dragons became. I don't know if it will have the word become in it or not. That could be a keyword, but we'll just try to find any of these words: strangers, mermaids, cupcakes, or heroes. Sparky and his dragon friends flew inside the dark cave. They used their fire to see better. They found trolls hiding, keeping the treasure. Sparky and the dragons wanted to help. The dragons used their strong claws and wings. They surrounded the trolls. The trolls didn't know what to do. Sparky and the dragons caught the trolls and took the treasure. They gave it back to the king. The king was so happy and thanked them. Sparky and the dragons became heroes in the kingdom. Sparky and the dragons were glad they helped. They were friends with the king and lived happily ever after. Okay, so there is a word that's similar to become. Very close to the word become. That was in there. Did you see that? Yeah, it's right here. Became. Okay, so it says, the king was so happy and thanked them. Sparky and the dragons became, and we want to know what they become, right? So they became heroes. So our answer is D, heroes. Yeah, I didn't think they would turn into mermaids, although that would be really cool. So let's write heroes on our sticky note. And let's look at these trolls. Oh, hello, trolls. Well, one of them looks nice. One of them looks grumpy. Although that one that looks nice looks kind of mischievous, too. That's funny. Oh, and there's another one over here, too. Hi, trolls. Okay, let's see what this says. In Sparky's adventure, a feeling you'll find when everything's great and brings peace of mind. It's a joy that you feel, a moment so sweet. This word describes it. It can't be beat. And then there's a clue back here. Oh, and there's the treasure. I was wondering where they were hiding the treasure. So what word in the text rhymes with pleasure? So we're going to actually answer this one that was already here. So what would rhyme with pleasure? Yes, treasure. Good job. We're not going to use that for our secret message because that was originally here. Then it says, find the dragon's nest for the final challenge. Okay, so we need to go find the dragon's nest. And we already found that before. All right, let's go find the hatching dragons. Okay, we got the dragon's nest. Nice. I wonder if there's something inside it. There's something inside the nest. I think it just looks like it's just the dragon eggs. So something else around it. Oh, we have more baby dragons over here. Hi, baby dragons. Cute. Aha, here we go. Oh, and it looks like this is our secret message. All right, we get to put all of our words in it now. So I'm going to go and get all of the words and bring them up here, and I'll be right back. Okay, it says complete the sentence using the words you collected to complete the challenge. So I put all of our words on this white sticky note, and now we're going to put them into the blanks in the sentence. So our first word will be friends. And since that's the beginning word of a sentence, we're going to capitalize it, right? So friends are, let me erase these lines. Okay, friends are, our next word is kind. Yes, that's true. Friends are kind, aren't they? Oh. Okay, friends are kind, and our next word, and this ends with a FUL here, and helpful. So let's see what we have so far. Friends, oh, friend are kind and helpful. That doesn't make sense, huh? Needs to be friends are kind and helpful. Okay, so friends are kind and helpful. They are a, what's our next word? Yes, treasure. And are very special. Friends are, what's our last word? Heroes. Yay, this is true. Friends are kind and helpful. They are a treasure and are very special. Friends are heroes. And we saw that in the story, didn't we? Because Sparky's friends helped him. Yay, we completed the secret message. Good job, everyone. Thanks for helping me complete that today. That was such a fun playground, wasn't it? Goodbye, two-headed dragon. Goodbye, dragon friends. Bye, trolls. Hope you don't stay so grumpy. Goodbye, Sparky. Thanks for such a wonderful time. That was really fun. Hope to see you again. Goodbye, everyone. Can't wait to see you next time on Miss Terry's Playgrounds.